Hello and welcome to the Hugh Hattrick Show, and a happy new year to you all. I do hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year. And today, as we look to the Formula One team launches, we're going to have a great year of Formula One news. And my good friends Andrew Marr and Simon Jerry will be joining us later on in the later programs to do our live shows, which you can see on YouTube and also on Podbean. And if it's the first time that you have listened, welcome along. And if you like what you hear, then please hit that subscribe button or leave us a comment as well with your views and questions on our shows so far. But today, I decided to look at the new launches of the Formula One teams, and we're going to go over everything that's happened so far. We've had some pretty major launches, and we'd always love to hear from you, so please feel free to give a comment and obviously to add a like as well. So let's get started with the first team events. Buckle up and let's get going. So first up, it was Red Bull and their sister team Racing Bulls, now often called VCARB. And that was on January the 15th in Detroit in USA. Red Bull went for a throwback-inspired livery with heavy blue tones, nodding to their early days and the Ford partnership. And now Ford is back in Formula One after years away, powering the Red Bull powertrains unit for both squads. The event was flashy, stateside vibes, with Max Verstappen and the team hyping the new regulations. They unveiled the livery on a show car, or renders. Actual cars are still under wraps for most, but it signals Red Bull aiming to stay dominant despite the shift from their Honda era. It's a bold move going early, and it sets the tone for the season's reveals. Then, just yesterday, it was on January the 19th, Haas dropped their reveal online, and unlike some teams doing just liveries, Haas went big. A digital render of the actual VF26 design, plus a striking new white and red livery dominated by the Toyota Gazoo Racing branding as their title partner. It's clean, aggressive, and screams American team with Japanese muscle behind it. They're sticking with Ferrari power, but the Toyota tie-up is huge for tech and visibility. Esteban Ocon and Oliver Bearman will pilot these cars. Haas called it a monumental effort to hit this timeline, and it gives our first real glimpse of what a 2026 chassis looks like. It's narrower, a shorter wheelbase, less downforce reliance on underbody, and more active elements. And today, on January the 20th, it's the big one. Audi's official entry into Formula One. They hosted a glitzy launch at Kraftwerk Berlin, unveiling the R26. This is their debut as a full works team after taking over Sauber. And it's a stunning, sleek titanium carbon fibre base with lovely red accents. And sponsors like Revolut. Now, Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriele Bortoleto are the lineup. And Audi's in-house power unit fired up for the first time publicly. They've already done a filming day in Barcelona, so this isn't just renders, it's real progress. The event had that premium German polish, dramatic reveals, the car rolling out under lights, Audi's talking long-term, aiming for contention by 2030. So if you're excited about new manufacturers shaking things up, this is the headline of the week so far. And let me know in the comments what you think of the F1 team launches and who you think might win the championship and who's going to be competitive. So today as well, Honda held their power unit launch alongside the Aston Martin partnership announcement. Honda's back as a full supplier exclusively to Aston Martin. No more Red Bull ties. And they were candid. These regulations are extremely challenging and they might struggle initially. But with Adrian Newey designs incoming and Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll driving, Aston's February 9th reveal, the AMR 26, could be a stunner. Honda's pushing hard on the 50-50 ICE split and sustainable fuel tech. So let's have a look at the other teams that are about to launch. The quick hits on what's coming. Mercedes drops their W17 renders on January the 22nd. Expect them to be favourites with the new rules suiting their engineering. And then it's Ferrari and Alpine and perhaps others around January the 23rd. We've got Williams on February the 3rd with a new look Cadillac, the 11th team with Perez and Bottas. And it's also Ferrari powered. And that's going to be on February the 8th. The grid has expanded with power units from Mercedes, Ferrari, Audi, Honda and Red Bull Ford. 5 suppliers in total. So what stands out? The cars certainly look nimbler, a lot more agile, and the active aero front and rear wings replace old DRS for better racing. Certainly DRS was a fairly controversial thing. Some people liked it and some people hated it. We'll have to see how the new system works. Now, on these cars, there's supposed to be less porpoising, and a focus on driver skill over aero tricks. But there are a number of unknowns abound. Reliability with these complex new PUs, how the energy management system plays out, and whether newcomers like Audi and Cadillac can hit the ground running. But so far, Red Bull's livery feels confident, Haas brought substance with design reveals, and Audi stole the show today with a proper event and real car progress. This reset could level the field or create new dynasties. 2026 might be unpredictable, but hopefully in the best way possible. So that's our roundup of the F1 26 car launches so far. But we'll be back next week as the shakedown in Barcelona starts very, very soon, just on January the 26th. And then we'll finally be able to see how these cars look and how they sound, because I believe the engines are supposed to sound a lot better. I did look at a Cadillac video, and that showed the car racing around Silverstone for a few laps, and it did sound pretty decent. So hopefully we're going to be in for a great bit of entertainment, and hopefully those engines are going to sound fantastic, and we'll have some great racing. But you've been listening to the Hugh Hattrick Show on our quick F1 Team Launches special. We'll be back with Simon and Andrew very soon, probably in the next week or two, when the testing officially starts. But thank you very much for listening. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Drive fast, don't crash. Bye just now.